So 5 months ago, I was on a reality TV show, and it was about writing a book. Writing a book in 5 days, in the Caribbean, on a private island, and it wasn't just me, it was me and 14 other visionary leaders that wanted to take their impact to the next level. Let's just say I now know how reality TV gets the content that they do. The first day we were all getting mic'd up and they said, basically you will be in these mics for 24/7. And it only took me about that evening, so a couple hours later, or probably 10 hours later, to go to the bathroom with my mic on. But ultimately, I wrote my next book in 5 days, and I was so excited with what came through on that island. And I was thrilled with the title of my new book. And so I get back to my life, I go back to my office, I engage with my team, I'm excited, and I share with my longest standing employee, Lourdes, this is the title of my book. And she says, Julia, you can't name your book, one more time here, Let's Get You Fired. Let's Get You Fired? You cannot name your book that. That's a really bad title. And I'm like, no, it's good. And by the way, what firing yourself is essentially letting go of trying to do it all so you can step into visionary leadership and lead your business or community to the next level. So today I'm going to talk about the reasons why firing yourself is good. You see, she thought that firing yourself was bad. But I'm here to share firing yourself is the exact thing that you need to take your leadership and your business, if you own one, to the next level. So have you ever heard of the phrase, it's lonely at the top? Yes. Me too. And I can't stand that phrase because I believe it doesn't have to be true. Rising together, rising yourself, yes, as a leader, and bringing others with you is a powerful component of firing yourself. And it really allows, when you invest in others, when you invest in yourself, when you extend opportunities, we can really rise together. And that's exactly what happened with Jason and me. Jason, he and his wife were clients. They had hired me to manage their money. And this was back in 2010. And we met and he was asking me all these inquisitive questions. And I actually thought, he understands his personal finance in this investing world. I asked him, are you in the money business? And he said, no, I'm an engineer, but I just really enjoy this, and I like to read about it. And so they became clients, and fast forward 3 years, my business was growing and thriving, and we needed another financial advisor. And I remembered Jason. And so I called him and I said, hey, I really think that you'd make a great advisor. Would you be interested in joining us? Now at this point, we were less than 5 employees in my firm. And so I realized now it was a big leap for him to go from an engineering job into financial services. But he said yes, and today he not only became a fantastic financial advisor for us, but he grew into the president of my firm, where we have now over 20 employees and serve thousands, over 1,000 families. And I will say that we did more together than I could ever do alone. And he constantly allowed me to fire myself from things that I didn't enjoy doing anymore. And those were his strengths. And so together we rose and impacted so much more families than I ever could. Okay, so this number 2 point. Now why else by firing yourself be good? Reinvention. As humans, as leaders, we love to reinvent ourselves. And reinventing ourselves is doing more about what we love to do. Now, when you're building a business and scaling and growing, there's bad news and good news when it comes to this. The bad news is that you can't do all the things you used to do. But the good news is you can't do all the things you used to do. You have to fire yourself and reinvent to become who you're supposed to be as a leader. Now, firing yourself no one likes to be fired. It's hard. And I had to learn this a hard way. So back in, 2012, I had 3 kids under the age of 9. And it was a busy time of life. I was helping grow the kids, helping raise the kids. There was lots of activities. I was like super mom, and then I was running and growing this business, and I loved it, and I was super businesswoman, superwoman. And it was a July day where we decided to take 40 of our clients on a Willamette River cruise in Salem. And so it was in the afternoon, and it was one of those days where you're like, I think I made it. Like, I'm successful. I've got all of this happening, and I was like basking in the energy of this. And at the end of the night, I go to get my phone, and I look at my phone, and I realize I have missed a whole bunch of missed calls, text messages, and I realized that my parents and my oldest daughter were hit head-on by a drunk driver. And actually, my oldest daughter was being life-flighted to Randall's hospital right here in Portland. And my assistant got me to the hospital, where I actually got there at the same time the helicopter was landing, and I saw my daughter come out on a stretcher, and followed by the medical team and my husband. You know, no parent ever wants to see that. And we got to the ICU room, and I was there with my daughter over the next week, praying, being there by her side. And I also made my assistant bring me my computer so that I could answer emails, so I could do trades, so I could do all the things that I thought I had to do to keep my business going. Now, thankfully, it's a good ending to the story. My daughter made a recovery. At the end of the week, we could go home. And when I got home, I wanted to be home that summer to help her recover. And I was at the point of exhaustion and breakdown. And I just realized I couldn't keep doing all of the things. And I was fully prepared for my business to fail at that point. And because I just didn't know another way. And it turns out, by not doing all of the things, got me all of the things. You know, within a year and a half, our company doubled, and we were serving way more families than I ever could alone. And what I realized was I was the bottleneck. I was sabotaging my own success. I had very capable people all around me that I needed to let go and fire myself. So now this brings me to the final point. The reason why it's so good to fire yourself is the ripple effect. Now, when you can let go as a leader and stop being the bottleneck, your vision expands, your team expands, and you will impact people that you will never know that you do. When I started my business, almost in January, it'll be 25 years ago, I had no idea that the vision that would come to me is this movement for entrepreneurs. And that's exactly what dropped in on this very quiet moment on the island, where I thought, what if this work that I'm doing for entrepreneurs to help them build big businesses, scale, grow wealth, and give generously, what if I could help 1,000 entrepreneurs build these businesses and give $1 million away for good? That would be $1 billion for good that would go into our economy and into helping people rise up. Imagine the ripple effects of that. So no matter if you are a business owner here today, I believe that we are all leaders. And at times we can get in our own ways. So my wish for you is that you fire yourself to rise as the leaders, to bring others with you, to reinvent yourself, and to go create the ripple effect that you are here to create. Thank you.